I paid my mom's $74K mortgage and flew home to surprise. They locked me out, so I exposed their lies and took back my power. I hadn't seen my mother face to face in over 2 years. My job demanded everything: long shifts, nonstop flights, and building my startup from scratch. Still, I kept sending help. I paid her rent, fixed things, and last spring quietly cleared the mortgage without telling her. I thought it was the best gift: freedom, safety, and peace of mind. But she never called. No thanks, no check-ins, not even a brief message. I told myself she was probably busy or stressed. As Thanksgiving approached, and I finally had some free days, I booked a surprise flight from Vancouver, 13 hours with stops and delays. I brought yellow roses, her favorite flowers, and picked up a pumpkin pie from her old favorite bakery. When the taxi pulled up, I felt like a nervous but excited kid. I stepped onto the porch, rang the doorbell with flowers in hand, heart racing. The door opened slowly, and there she was, my mother. She looked the same, hair in her usual bun, glasses slipping down, wrapped in a thick cardigan like armor. But her face didn't light up. Instead, her expression turned cold. "What are you doing here?" she asked sharply. "I came to surprise you," I said with a smile. "It's Thanksgiving." She glanced behind her, and that's when I heard it. Laughter and voices. I recognized them immediately. My brother, sister, their partners, and kids. A full family dinner I'd never been told about. "I flew halfway across the world for you," I said, holding back tears. "You should have called." "I didn't expect this," she replied. She stepped outside, quietly shut the door behind her, and said slowly, "Surprises are for people who belong." I froze. Then she waved at a man in a security uniform near the gate. "He's not allowed in," she told him. I couldn't speak or move. The guard approached hesitantly, maybe expecting a scene, but I simply nodded and left. Dragging my bag, pie in one hand, roses in the other, I walked away without looking back. Later that night, alone in my hotel room, I pressed one button and started something no one saw coming. This didn't start on Thanksgiving. It began years earlier. When Dad passed 5 years ago, everything changed. Not suddenly, but slowly, like a dripping faucet you don't notice until your whole house is soaked. Back then, I did everything to support Mom. She was broken, crying nightly, bedridden. I flew home, took unpaid leave, paid bills, arranged the funeral. I never asked for help. I was the steady one, the fixer. For a while, it felt okay. She called me her rock. Meanwhile, my siblings, Ashley and Tyler, did almost nothing. Tyler posted a brief Facebook message about missing Dad. I cleaned out the garage alone. Ashley cried loudly at the service, then left early for a yoga retreat in Bali. I told myself they were grieving, that people act strangely when they're hurting. I tried to be patient. Then came the requests. At first, small favors. "Can you cover the water bill?" Ashley's car broke down. Tyler's business was struggling. They asked for small loans, and I said yes, repeatedly. After all, that's what family is for, right? But I didn't see the pattern. They weren't just asking for help. They were creating a system. I became the cash machine. They were the VIPs. 2 years ago, I paid off Ashley's $12,500 credit card. She cried on the phone, grateful, but a month later, posted beach photos from a luxury Airbnb with the caption, "Manifesting Luxury." Tyler then asked for $7,500 to launch a digital art space. "NFTs are the future," he said. I never saw that money or the gallery again. Mom acted innocent, sweet, and confused, but she was orchestrating it all. She sent Ashley's Venmo requests to me with sad emojis and failed to mention she had co-signed Tyler's third loan using my name. I only discovered this when debt collectors called me in Switzerland. Once I confronted her. "Why didn't you tell me?" I didn't want to. Worry you? You're always the steady one, the strong one, she said. I almost believed her. Then, 3 months before Thanksgiving, I got a call from the bank. Congratulations, the woman said. Your mortgage is fully paid off. The balance is 0. Confused, I asked, what mortgage? The property in Oregon. Mrs. Dorothy's home. Your mom's house. I had arranged monthly payments a year earlier, quietly paying $6,200 every month without her knowing. $7,400 total. I thought she'd eventually find out and be moved to tears. She didn't reach out at all. 2 days later, Ashley texted, Hey, Mom says the house is paid off. That must mean you have extra money now. Tyler needs help with rent in LA. No, thank you, I replied. That's when something inside me broke, not loudly, but deeply. I realized they never saw me as family. To them, I was a job, a wallet, a credit line to tap. I stopped replying to their texts, but they didn't stop sending them. Tyler emailed a family support spreadsheet listing how much I was expected to pay in the coming months, as if I were funding a business. Ashley sent screenshots of flight prices to Barcelona, asking if I could gift her travel miles. Mom forwarded a $30,000 kitchen quote, subject line. You always wanted me to be comfortable. Nobody asked how I was. No one knew I was struggling with sleepless nights, hadn't taken a break in 3 years, that my startup was losing money and I'd stopped paying myself just to keep my team afloat. They didn't care. The only call I got from Mom that month was about her Amazon order failing. Your card must be expired, she said irritably. Not even a hello, just, your card. That's when I planned the surprise visit. I hoped showing up might change something. To remind her I'm more than just someone who sends money, that I'm still her son. I didn't tell anyone. I booked the flight, grabbed the flowers and pie, and rented a nearby place. But when she saw me, she said, surprises are for people who belong. Then she called the guard. That night, back at my Airbnb, I was filled with anger. My chest felt tight, like it might burst. I paced in circles, then took out my phone and hit one button. I didn't post something petty. I posted everything. Screenshots, spreadsheets, emails. I blurred names but told the truth. I typed nonstop for 5 hours, not caring what would happen. I had paid $74,400 to clear my mom's mortgage, flown across the world for Thanksgiving, and been told by her security that I didn't belong. I didn't fight back. I walked away. But that night, I started something none of them were ready for. Within 6 hours, the post exploded. By morning, it had 50,000 likes. Strangers called me brave. Others shared their own stories of toxic families and financial exploitation. Therapists quoted my thread. Influencers reached out. Even a celebrity reposted it, writing, "Family doesn't mean you can use someone just because you're related." Ashley messaged me, "Are you crazy? Take that post down." Tyler sent 3 texts in a row. "Dude, what is this? You're ruining Mom's name. This is messed up." Mom called too. I ignored them all for 3 days. No reply to Ashley, Tyler, or Mom. But they didn't stop. Messages shifted from panic to anger to begging. "You've shamed us. This isn't how families fix problems. Delete the post or never come back." I wasn't planning to return, but I wasn't done yet. On the 4th day, I got a voice note from Mom. Her voice was soft but sharp, the fake sweetness turning to pressure. "Sweetie, I'm trying to be the adult here. Clearly you're angry, but you've said enough. It's time to undo the damage. Ashley's job might be at risk. Tyler's landlord is concerned because of your post. And people I respect are calling me." She paused. "Is that what you wanted? To embarrass your mother publicly?" I stared at the phone for a minute, then dialed her. She picked up instantly. "Oh, now you want to talk," she said. I'm coming over, I said flatly. She hesitated. Wait, what do you mean? I mean, open the door. I hung up. When I stepped onto the porch, the same one she had shut in my face days before, it no longer felt familiar. It felt like enemy territory. Tyler's car was out front, Ashley's SUV too nice. I hoped they were all inside. Mom opened the door before I knocked. Her jaw was tight, arms crossed. Ashley stood on the stairs scowling. Tyler leaned on the kitchen counter, ready for a debate. Ashley barked. Sit down, I said. No one move. Sit down. They obeyed. I pulled out a folder filled with printed screenshots, receipts, wire transfers, and transaction records. This, I said as I dropped it on the table, shows everything I've given this family over 6 years. Mom glanced briefly, then turned away. You think I embarrassed you online? I've been quietly handling this family's problems for years while you talked behind my back. Do you want to know what's truly embarrassing? That it took a viral post for anyone to realize how broken this really was. Tyler scoffed. Nobody forced you. You volunteered. No, I replied firmly. You manipulated me. It's not the same. You used the word family only when you needed money. But when I brought you pie and flowers, you called security. Mom raised her voice. Because you embarrassed us. I locked eyes with her. You did that to yourself. I paid off your $74,400 mortgage and didn't even get a thank you. You threw a holiday dinner and acted like I didn't exist. Her lips twisted. You always play the victim. I laughed. I'm not playing a victim. I was just being your son. But you treated me like an ATM. The moment I stopped giving you money, you kicked me out. Ashley slammed her glass on the table. You're not better than us just because you make more money. No, Ashley, I'm not better, but I'm not your ATM either. Tyler stood up, trying to seem threatening. You think having money makes you superior? I stood up too. No, I said, but it woke me up. Then I said something that silenced the room. I've talked to a lawyer. The room fell quiet. Mom blinked rapidly as I held up a second envelope. Remember when you co-signed Tyler's loan using my name without telling me? That's identity fraud. Tyler turned pale. I'm not pressing charges yet, but that loan is officially under your name now. I got it transferred. You're welcome. He opened his mouth, then closed it and sat down. Ashley stared at me like I had turned into a monster. You're just being cruel and hateful. No, I said. I'm setting boundaries. I looked around the room slowly. This was never about money. It was about basic respect. And none of you have shown me that. Mom shook her head like I was being childish. Are you proud of yourself now? No, I answered calmly. But I will be. I grabbed my phone, opened my banking app, pressed a button, and stopped all payments. I canceled autopay, removed Apple Pay from Mom's Amazon account, deleted Tyler's backup email from his card. I smiled. Happy Thanksgiving. Then I walked out. This time, I didn't leave quietly. When I left that house for the second time, there were no tears, no hesitation. Whatever hope I had left for them was gone. What followed wasn't sadness, but clarity. I was done. Done being the one they relied on. Done being strong while they drained me. That night, I shut off my phone and poured a drink at the Airbnb. Alerts kept flooding in. My story had been shared over 100,000 times. People from all over were messaging me, strangers calling me strong, therapists posting about emotional abuse, journalists requesting interviews. But nothing hit me like one comment. The people calling you harsh were the same ones living off your silence. I read it 10 times. It hit home. The next morning, I boarded a flight back to Vancouver. As the plane lifted, something lifted inside me too. For the first time in years, I wasn't worried about how much money I needed to send or scanning emails. for fake emergencies disguised as family drama. I looked out the window and finally breathed. Then came silence. Deep, perfect silence. No messages from Mom, no guilt texts from Ashley, no last-minute calls from Tyler. Not because they didn't try. They did. But I blocked them all. The first week back felt unreal. I expected to feel bad, like a heavy weight on my chest, but it never came. Instead, I felt calm. I worked without interruptions, slept through the night, even took a 2 a.m. walk just because I could. Treated myself to a weekend in the Alps. Nothing fancy, just something I'd always said I didn't have time for. But chaos doesn't disappear quietly. 2 weeks later, Ashley tried to take the fight public. She posted, "Family shouldn't be about money," hinting at me without naming me. Her friends initially supported her, but then old screenshots leaked, messages where she laughed about using me as an open bank account. That post was gone within a day. Tyler stayed quiet publicly, but I knew he was struggling. Then I got a call from an unknown number. It was his boss. Tyler had listed me as a work reference, and someone saw the viral thread. "Is any of that true?" the man asked. I didn't confirm or deny. Tyler lost his job later that week. Mom, as expected, went into denial. Friends told me she said I'd lost control and turned against the family. She even hosted a small dinner. Same table, same turkey, fewer people. I saw a photo. She looked older, worn out. For the first time, no one was pretending to be happy. Then something unexpected happened. Family members I barely knew began messaging me, not to criticize, but to thank me. People I hadn't spoken to in years reached out. Someone wrote, "I've always admired how you handled everything. Now I understand what they put you through." A cousin in Minnesota sent, "When I read your story, I cried. I lived the same life with my parents. You gave me strength." Even my aunt, Mom's sister, who hadn't talked to her in over 10 years, wrote, "Your mother did that to me too. I never had the courage to leave like you did." That's when it hit me. I didn't destroy the family. I just revealed the damage that was already there. It was never about the money. It was the selfishness, the pretending, the fake love that appeared only when they wanted something. Without my money, they had nothing holding them together. I had been the glue. When I pulled away, the cracks showed. The biggest surprise came 3 weeks later. I was at work when my assistant said someone was downstairs asking to see me. He says he's your brother. I froze. "Which one?" She paused. "He didn't say, but he looks rough." It was Tyler. I met him in the lobby. Arms folded, he looked wrecked. His hair was messy, he looked hollow and thin. No smirk, no excuses. He looked me in the eyes and said, "I messed up." No blaming, no finger pointing. Just those 3 words. I stayed silent. He swallowed hard. "I lost my job. Ashley won't return my calls. Mom's pretending she's the victim." I kept looking at him. "I know I can't undo what happened," he said. "But I came here to tell you something." He pulled out his phone and showed me a screenshot. He'd paid off the entire loan. The one with my name on it. No help from Mom, no help from Ashley, just him. "I'm trying to make things right," he said. "I'm not asking for anything. I just wanted to say I'm sorry." I didn't hug him or cry. I gave a nod. That was all. I never went back. Not for Christmas, birthdays, or even when Mom once sent a blurry photo of a worn family album with the message, "Some moments are priceless." I didn't reply. And honestly, I didn't feel bad. For the first time, I had nothing left to explain. I wasn't the villain. I was just the one who turned off the faucet while they claimed the water was theirs by birthright. I used to believe family meant loving someone no matter what. Now I know some families only mean unlimited access to your energy, your money, your silence. When you stop giving, they don't grieve you. They miss the benefits you provided. Mom didn't miss me. She missed her mortgage being paid every month. Ashley didn't miss having a brother. She missed free plane tickets and quick money from Venmo. Eventually, Tyler understood. But only after reality said no, the way I never had the courage to. I still remember Mom's last message before I blocked her forever. You've always been the one who caused problems. Maybe if you tried harder, none of this would have happened. I laughed so hard I almost dropped my phone. Tried harder? I worked harder than all of them combined. I paid for 3 separate lives that weren't mine, and they still had the nerve to call me selfish when I finally chose my own life. Here's the truth they'll never say out loud. They needed me far more than I needed them, because now, I'm doing well. I sleep peacefully, I hike, I enjoy meals that taste good because I paid for them myself. I even took a whole month off next spring. No one else's crisis to fix. No overdrafted accounts to cover. No one expecting me to refill them. Sometimes people ask if I regret sharing my story online. Not at all. Because shame is the only language some people understand. They didn't care when I was falling apart quietly. But when I stood up and said, I'm taking back my power, the world listened. My family hated it. Not because they lost me, but because they lost the version of me who let them use me. I didn't break the family. I just stopped building bridges by myself. From now on, they can build their own. Let them bleed for someone else.